you need to go to aplusstudents.com. You need to go to the website. Once you're on the website, you need to select math as your subject. This is a grade 4 maths lesson, grade 4, and the name of the topic is division. Let me give you the chapter number and the lesson number. Chapter 11, lesson number 14. Chapter 11, lesson number 14, and the name of the lesson is divide by 2-digit. Divide by 2-digit numbers, and we would be doing word problems today. We are looking at word problems. Okay, so let's go to grade 4. Grade 4, chapter number 11, that's division, lesson number 14. So the first question that we have is, let me just copy. The first question says, there's a car dealership and they need to transport some cars. Okay, let me just make some changes. If the ferry can hold 34 cars in a single go, let me resize. This is the question given. Question number 1. A car dealership needs to transport 68 cars to an island. If the ferry can hold 34 cars, how many trips will the ferry need to make? Hi, Carrie. Okay. So what we need to do is, we need to divide, okay? 68 needs to be divided by, okay? So 68 needs to be divided by 34. Can we say that 68 is a number, and since it's ending with an 8, can we say this is an even number? And even numbers can always be divided by 2. That is the rule for even numbers. An even number can be divided by 2. 2 times 3 was 6. We bring down the 8. 2 times 4. So when we divide 68 by 2, we get 34 as the answer. Agreed? I may. But the topic is, we need to divide by a 2-digit number. Agreed? So what we can say is, we need to study the table for 34. See, 34 multiplied by 1 would be 34, but 34 multiplied by 2 would be, 34 multiplied by 2 means 4 times 4 is 8, and 68. Agreed? So we can write a 2, and we have a 68, and we are left with a 0. So how many trips they need to make? Ferry needs to make 2 trips to deliver the cars. Okay, Ife, do we agree on this? Because we could have gotten the answer by a smaller digit as well, but we are trying to divide by 2-digit numbers. Okay, therefore we can say the ferry needs to make 2 trips to deliver all 68 cars. Okay, let's have a look at another example. A car dealership wants to spend car dealership has to spend this much money on buying ads. Just a moment, please. If each ad would cost this amount, how many ads can the dealership buy? Okay. Question number 2. It says they have $448 to spend. If each ad costs 56, so what we need to do is we need to divide dollars 448 is to be divided by the cost, that is, and the cost per ad is dollars 56, and we will get the number of ads they can buy. Okay, Carrie, focus over here. Okay, so when we need to divide 448 by 56, let's see, 448 is to be divided by 56. Okay, what we can see over here is we need to find the closest number. In order to find the closest number, we have the number 56, right? This is, let's suppose this was in 50s. So we know that if we assume this number to be 50, to make it near 400, we need to multiply by a number to make it 400, right? We need to go to the closest number. So 5 times 8, agreed? So let's see, 50 multiplied by 8 would be 400. Okay, so let's see what is 56 multiplied by 8. So when we multiply 56 multiplied by 8, 6 times 8 is 48, and 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 5 is 40, and this is, okay, this is a greater number. So we cannot use this. Let's try 56 times 7. Okay. So what would be 56 times 7? Sorry, did I do an error? I did an error over here. Sorry, my mistake. 6 times 8 is 48. We put down the 4. 8 times 5 is 40 plus 4 is 44. That means we get the answer over here. My mistake. That means we can say 56 multiplied by 8 is 448. And we are left with a 0. So how many ads can they buy? They can buy 8 ads. Okay, apologies. For the next question, let's see. A group of 95 people are going on a boat tour. They are going on a boat Let's just copy this. A group of 95 people is going on a boat. If each boat can hold 18 people, how many people will be on the last boat? Okay. If the total number of people given to us was 95, okay, each boat can hold 18 people, right? So can we divide 95 by 18? That would give us the number of boats, right? If 95 is to be divided by 18, 95 is not perfectly divisible by 18. Why? Because 95 is ending with a 5. Agreed? Okay, let's see. 18. Let's start with 18 multiplied by 5. So 80, we are just assuming, trying to, that comes out to be 90, right? That's the closest number to 95. Agreed? Because 18 multiplied by 6, 48, 8, and 4, 6 times another 608. But 108 was a bigger number, so we cannot take 108. We need to take the smaller number. So what we can say is 18 times 5 is 90. That means they need 5 full boats, right? Each boat is having 18 people on it. And what is the remainder? The remainder was 5. That means 5 people are left, right? 5 people are left in the end. And the question is asking us how many people will be on the last boat? There are 5 people on the last boat. Agreed? Do we agree on this? Okay. So the question was how many people will be on the last boat? And we can say there are 5 people on the last boat. Okay. If I continue with the same question and I say find the total number of boats required to take 95 people. Okay, the same question, we are doing a continuation. What they are saying is we need to find the total number of boats. Okay, Semi and Carrie, how many boats would be required? Okay, what we can see is in the previous part we saw that there were 5 full boats, right? That means on 5 fully booked boats there were 18 people each, right? That means there were 90 people already adjusted on 5 boats, completely full boats. Okay, but what about the 5 people who were left? These 5 people also have to travel, so they would be on the one boat which is not completely filled. Agreed? So what is the total number of boats required? That would be 5 plus 1, that equals to 6 boats are required to shift 95 people. Do we agree on this? Do we agree? They can ask the question, inspiration. No, not 6 1 upon 4. See, in 5 boats, there were 90 people, right? If 90 people sit on 5 boats, 5 people are left. Those 5 people also have to travel, right? So those 5 people will sit in another boat. You cannot have 6.5 boat, right? You cannot have 1/4 of a boat. No. See, you need to understand. If 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 in a car, okay, I'll give you another example. Okay, example. Okay, if 5 people can sit in a car, right? There are 5 seats, 5 people can sit. There are 7 people who need to travel. Okay, so how many cars can you take? See, 7 can be written as 5 plus 2. Agreed? These 5 people will go in a, they can sit in one car, right? Do we agree? These 5 people can sit in one car. But what about the next 2 people? Can they take half the car? Is this a possibility that they take half the car? No. They will take another one car, right? That means the total is 2 cars are needed to take 7 people. In the same way, semi, yes, perfect. In the same way, if 5 boats had 90 people on it and 5 people were left, those 5 people will go on a single boat, right? We cannot take half a boat or 1/4 of a boat, right? We have to take a complete boat. So that means the total is 6 boats, right? Okay. Let's look at another example. A printing company needs to ship some items, calendars. Okay. Let's do question number 4. The printing company can fit 38 calendars in each box. How many boxes would they need to use? Just a moment, please. I'll realign this. Okay. Question number 4 has this information given to us. 76 calendars are to be shipped. Okay. The team company can fit 38 calendars in each box. If 38 can fit in each box, how many boxes will they need to use? Okay. Thank you, Carrie. So we can say 76 calendars are to be put in a box that has 38 calendars in it, and we would find the number of boxes. Okay, in each box 38. So once we divide 76 by 38, see, what we need to do is, Semi, look over here. What we need to do is we need to divide by a large number, right? So what we do is we assume over here. So we assume, we suppose 38 is changed to another number, that is 40. Multiplying 40 is easier, right? So if we change 38 to 40 and 40 is multiplied by 2, we get the answer, that is 80, right? So 80 and 76 are, no, two boards. Carry, it would be two boxes. See, if we change 38, we assume that 38 becomes a 40, we round up the number, and 40 multiplied by 2 would be 80, right? Similarly, this is 76, right? If 76 was rounded off to 80, that means if this number was 40, we can easily find the answer, that is 80, right? So the closest answer would be 2. Let's check. 38 multiplied by 2. 2 times 6, 2 times 8 is 16. We carry a 1. 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So we can say 38 multiplied by 2 would be 76. And the remainder is 0. Okay. Two boxes. Do we agree? Carrie, do we agree that they would need two boxes? How we find the answer? We round off the number. 38 multiplying is difficult, right? But if we make it 40, so we can know that 40 is nearer to 8. Therefore, okay, Shemi. Okay. Do we agree on this question, Shemi? I'll try to remember the name. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, perfect. Let's go to another example. The next question, it says, just a minute, please. Okay. Question number 5. A jazz band wishes to sell tickets of worth this. How many tickets will the band will have to sell? Sorry. This is our question number 5. A band wants to make an income. They are saying that they have 744 worth of tickets, right? Dollars worth of tickets. Okay. Okay. A jazz band wants to sell $744 worth of tickets if each ticket is $93, right? So how many tickets would they need to sell? So can we say 744 is to be divided by the cost of each ticket, that was $93. So when we divide 74 by 93, 744 by 93, it's a big number, right? So the easier way to do this is we can either round off, or we say in the table of 9, if we read the table of 9, When do we find the 74? A number nearer to 74. We know that 9 times 6, 9 times 6 would be 54. 9 times 8 is 72, right? So can we say 9 times 8 was 72? And 72 is very near to 74, right? So now can we say, if we multiply 93 multiplied by 8, 8 times 3 is 24, 2, 9 times 8 is 9 times 8 is 72, plus 2 would be 74, right? That means 93 multiplied by 8 would give 744. We are left with zero remainder. How many tickets they need to sell? They need to sell 8 tickets. Okay, do we agree? See, what we did was we looked at the numbers. Okay, we looked at the numbers and we tried to find the closest number, because 9 times 8 was 72. Okay, that is 72 is very near to 74, right? So we tried multiplying the complete number 93 times 8 and we get the same answer, 744. For the next one, they're saying Dustin's floral shop needs to mail 60 checks to the bank. If they can put 29 checks in each envelope, how many checks would be in the final envelope? Okay, let's see. For question number 6, they're saying they have total of 60 checks to be mailed to the bank. If each envelope can put 29 checks, 29 checks in each envelope, right? So 29 is a number that can be assumed as a 30, right? Very near to 30. And we know that 30 multiplied by 2 would be 60. Agreed? We find a closer number. Perfect. Thank you, May. So can we say when 60 is to be divided by 29, when 60 is to be divided by 29, when 30 was multiplied by 2, it comes out to be 60, right? So can we say 29 multiplied by 2 would be 2 times 9 is 18 and comes out to be 58. So we can say 29 times 2 is 58. That means there are 2 full envelopes, right? Envelopes, okay. And how many are left? 2 checks are left. Okay, QUES. Okay, 2 checks are left. So if we are already using 2 full envelopes, they need to send, Iberok, they also have to send the remaining 2 checks, right? And these 2 checks will also go in one envelope, right? They have to be sent in an envelope. So these 2 checks would go in one envelope. So how many total? Okay, the question was how many checks will be in the final envelope? 2 checks in the third envelope. Okay, do perfect. The 2 checks in the third envelope. I try to answer 2 questions over here. That they are using 3 envelopes and there would be 2 checks in the last one. Hi, Berok. Okay. Let's have a look at another example. Okay. The next question says Belmont Bedding needs to ship 84 pillows. Just please. Each shipping container can hold 22 pillows. How many pillows will be in the partially filled container? Let's see. Or a box. It's just a pillow. Question number 7 says Belmont Bedding needs to ship 84 pillow across the country. Each shipping container or box can hold 22 pillows. Okay. Inspiration, please. How many pillows will be there in the partially full container? That means 22, sorry, 84 is needs to be divided by 22 to find the number of containers, right? Can we say 22 is rounded off to, let's suppose, 20? To find a number that is near 80, can we multiply by 4? We can say we get 80 as the answer. Similarly, if 22 was multiplied by 4, can we say it becomes 88? But we do not have 88, right? Carrie, focus. Close the chat. Focus over here. Inspiration, please. Okay. So what we can see over here is that if we rounded off 22 to, if 22 was rounded off to 20, we find a number that was 80, and 80 was close to this value. So when we multiply 22 multiplied by 4, perfect. Thank you, Semi. Okay, 22 multiplied by 4 was 88. That means we don't have 88 beds or pillows to be. Let's see. 22 multiplied by 3. That is 66. 66 is a smaller number that can be used. So if we say 84 was to be divided by 22, can we say times 3 was 66? And what is 84 minus 66? 84 minus 66 is 18. Agreed? How many pillows will be there in the partially? There are 3 full containers. Agreed? And this is partially full. Total containers are so if we need to find how many total containers were there, we can say there were 4 containers, right? But we need to find how many pillows will be in the partially full container. We can say 18 pillows in the partially full container. Agreed? Okay, if I would add another part to this, if I would say how many containers are required to ship 84 pillows. So we can say that 3 were full plus 1 partially full, right? That means the total 4 containers. Okay, they could have asked this question as well. How many containers were required? So if they're asking about the number of containers, we would say 4 containers. And if they would ask about the number of pillows in the partially full, so we will say there are 18 pillows in the partially full container. Agreed? Perfect. Thank you. Let's look at another example. For the next question, they are saying, an airport shuttle needs to transport 60, sorry, just a minute, please. An airport shuttle needs to transport 63 people from the terminal to the parking lot, parking garage. Okay, just a minute. Let me realign this. From the terminal to the parking garage. Sorry, just a minute, please. Just a minute, please. Okay. Wait, please. Let's do these questions. Okay. So, I'm sorry for this delay. Okay. How many passengers will the shuttle bus take on the last trip? Okay. So let's do some questions. Let's change these values and see what can be done. Question number 8. The airport shuttle bus needs to take 63 people. Okay, we'll try to change some values in the same question and try to relate to different values. Okay, it needs to take 63 people from the terminal to the parking garage. The shuttle bus can take 20 passengers on each trip. Okay, and they're asking us, how many passengers will the shuttle bus take on its last trip? Can we say 63 people are to be put in certain number of shuttles, but each shuttle can take 20 people? Agreed? So when we need to divide 63 by 20, can we round off 63 to a nearer number to 60? That's a whole number, right? And 60, that means 20 multiplied by 3 would be 60. Agreed? So we can find an answer that is very near to 63. So we can say when 63 was divided by 20, 20 times 3 is 60. We subtract and we are left with 3 passengers in the end, right? These 3 are full buses, which has a capacity of 20 seats, full bus or shuttles. but there were 3 people left in the end. So the question they're asking is, how many passengers will the shuttle bus take on the last trip? 3 people, right? We can say 3 passengers on the last trip. Okay. I think I have a delay. There's a delay over here on the last trip. Okay. If we extend this question and I ask you, if I would ask you, how many, okay, how many total number of trips? How many total trips they need to make? Total trips. So we know that there were 3 trips in which there were 60 people, right? And the last trip of the bus will only have 3 people on it. So how many total trips? 3 trips had 60 people. Agreed? And 1 trip had 3 people. So how many would be the total trips? We simply add them and we can say 4 trips. Agreed? Okay. I'm having some delay over here. Okay. Let's end the lesson here. We'll continue with these word problems in the next. Okay. Please do try the questions from the test and give it a try. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Yes. Total trips would be 4, Carrie. Yes, it is 4. Why? There are 3 passengers on the last, but there would be, if the question is changed, how many total trips? See, we need to look at multiple possibilities over here, right? They could have asked us how many total trips. So we are looking at both the possibilities, okay? Okay. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye. Okay. Just a moment, please. Just need to close. Okay.